Hi, YouTube family. Auntie is here. Patty Jackson. It's not cute, not knowing. We start off with a hug. I don't know about where you live, but here in Philly, with all these shootings, now they're into shooting the women. It's a terrible thing, and a lot of people need hugs. I'm your auntie of pop culture, and let's get right into it. If you are a fan of NBC's Law and Order, you are real happy because after 11 and a half years, NBC is bringing Law and Order back with that original cast. That's going to be good news. If you're a fan of The Bachelor, Jesse Palmer, he was once a contestant. He is going to be the new host of The Bachelor next year. Let's talk R. Kelly. Two noticeable figures came to his defense. One was Bill Cosby, who said R. Kelly was railroaded. You know, they tore him up on social media because it's like, Bill, stop. Please go sit down. Camille, take his phone, devices, take it away from him. The other was Chuck D, who heads up Public Enemy. A lot of people love Chuck D. Chuck D said, isn't it time that we forgive R. Kelly? They tore him up too. And it was like, Chuck. Forgiving R. Kelly. Okay, he faces 100 years, and it's just from this trial. Still got Chicago, Minnesota. But what about the young women? The young women who are the victims of R. Kelly. What about them? They're forever going to be affected by what he put them through. Kells released a statement thanking his fans. He says he's going to continue to prove his innocence. Well, baby, you need to get a better defense team because the minute they compared you to Martin Luther King, I was like, I don't know if it's a matter of forgiveness. I just think it's too soon to have that kind of conversation when there are these women who really suffered, who really got in way over their heads, thinking, oh, he's going to make me a star. No, a star to his craziness. But the conversation is too soon. But they tore Chuck up. And I was like, oh gosh, I said, I like Chuck D. But it was too soon for the conversation. Cardi B, she had a baby 3 weeks ago. The rapper is out here already. She showed up at the Paris fashion shows looking stunning. And I'm wondering, is she in any pain? Because she was getting all this plastic surgery to tighten her body back up after having a baby. Season 13 of the Wendy Williams Show is Monday, and they say she is ready. They're going to do everything they can to get her propped up and be ready to go in that chair. Many people say Wendy is lonely. She needs this to survive. She needs her show to survive. And she probably does. Because if she is lonely, she's had a very tumultuous year, losing her mother, divorce, scandal. But eventually, she's going to have to learn how to cope. And I'm just afraid if she's around enablers and they're just going to do everything they can to prop her up there on camera and the craziness that's in her life doesn't end, that it won't end well for Wendy. And she has those health challenges as well. And I know that's got to be a lot because she bases so much on her looks. And to go through this, I hope she's ready, but season 13 is Monday. Have you guys, you've let me know in the comments, because I meant to ask about this. You guys like the Nick Cannon show? I just saw like a little bit. I forget. I'll be like, oh yeah, that show comes on. It comes till 12 o'clock here in Philly. And I'm always like, oh yeah, the show. Do you guys watch it? Do you think he stands a chance? He really says he wants to be different from shows like Wendy. But is it going to be interesting enough to keep people's attention? You know what show I like? I like The Wonder Years, and I meant to talk about this last week. I'm not even in the remake, y'all. And this is a black version of the 80s hit The Wonder Years. Or was it the 90s? I really like it. I really do. Don Cheadle does the narration for it, and I made myself sit down. So you're going to sit here, you're going to take time, you're going to sit here for a half hour You can watch this show. Very good. Lee Daniels is one of the producers. It comes on 8:30 on ABC. Ashanti. This is her season, y'all. She now owns the masters to her songs. Ashanti. A few weeks ago, Anita Baker, she got her masters back. Anita Baker is actually coming out with a box CD. But Ashanti is going to redo one of her very first albums that she released in 2002. She's going to redo that album. But Ashanti owns the masters to her music. Here's a little music trivia. It was 33 years ago today that MC Hammer released Let's Get It Started. Who was like this? Yes, 33 years ago today, MC Hammer released Let's Get It Started. It was 45 years ago on this day that Stevie Wonder released songs in the key of life. Well, Omarosa got a one-up on Trump. You know, for many years, she was Trump's right hand. Then they had fallen out and she left. She had to sign a non-disclosure agreement. But, you know, she broke it. She got to talking, write a book all over the place. She got sued. Trump lost that lawsuit, and now he's got to pay Omarosa's legal fees. Get ready next year for the Whitney Houston cosmetic line via MAC Cosmetics. MAC Cosmetics has teamed up with the Whitney Houston estate. That Pat Houston, she's going to get all the money she can. All the money she can. Now, Whitney Houston was a beauty. And she looked fab. She didn't even need makeup. But when she put it on, it was effortless. Because she didn't like overdo it. Because she had beautiful skin. Are you guys going to buy it? It comes out next year. And it's going to coincide with that Whitney Houston movie. I know why they keep doing the Whitney Houston movies. It's going to coincide with the Whitney Houston movie that's coming out. Why do they do these things? You are worth more in death than you are alive. And Pat Houston is going to run this Whitney Houston estate just like they do Elvis, the Graceland estate. Just like the Michael Jackson people run Michael Jackson's estate. You make more money and they're going to milk it at every turn. Look at what's happening with Prince. The relatives who sold out, like, just give me the money. They're going to have a company so they can make money off of Prince, basically. You make more money when you're dead. And that's a fact. Subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment. Auntie reads the comments. Give us a thumbs up if you like the video. Hope you guys have a great afternoon. A lot of food for thought in today's. A lot of questions. Victims should never be forgotten. And no matter what you may think of those girls, victims should never be forgotten. And when you're dead and you're famous, unfortunately, that's where the money is. It's not cute not knowing. I'm Patty Jackson. Thanks for hanging out. I'm your auntie of pop culture.